Hey guys, this is a revamped version of Think This. I'm retitling it Get Your Rant On. It's about stories I find interesting to talk about, give my views, my thoughts and points of interest on. And I want to see what yours are. And this first epilogue of the revamp is about a story that happened at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway a couple weeks back. It's about Motor Grand Prix, and I had to do a lot of research on this because I don't know much about sports. I'm not a big sports guy, so I didn't want to be disrespectful to people who are into it, and also disrespectful to the family involved and anybody involved in this sport, to be honest with you, because I don't want to do that. That's not me. And the fact that the person in the story actually passed away doing this sport. If you haven't heard, what happened was a young 13-year-old by the name of Peter Lenz fell off of his motorcycle during a warm-up lap prior to the big race that day, was struck by another rider and sustained serious injuries. Later that afternoon, he passed away from the injuries he sustained from the accident that took place that morning. Basically, it was a tragic accident. That's all it was, nothing more. It was just him being at the wrong place at the wrong time. There's really not much that could have been done. I've seen the video. You can't see it anymore because they pulled it off of YouTube, thankfully, because it was actually kind of unnerving to see. And I'll explain about other people that are kind of using this youngster's death to their advantage in a second when it comes to the media and how media handled this, partly how some of the media handled this. But anyways, that was what happened. He was struck by another rider and succumbed to the injuries he sustained from the crash and from being hit. And afterwards, there was a media firestorm about it. Basically, without doing any type of research, there were some brash assumptions made about the parents. One of these news agencies, actually there was two articles I read, and one video I saw, news agency pretty much had a talking head on there, and she was basically saying, because the youngster had a crash the year before, the parents should be brought up on neglect charges, because they should have said, it's our decision, you shouldn't be allowed to ride bikes again, because these bikes go at the top speed of 125 miles an hour, you're too young, you should wait a few years, it's dangerous, we aren't going to let you back on. And another agency said he shouldn't have been on the bike because he was too young, he probably was too experienced. Well, again, doing my homework, I read these youngsters start at the age of 5 and work their way up, and they don't just get on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway because they're able to ride, it's because they are good at what they do. They've earned that chance to be on a racetrack of that size and of that caliber. It's not just because they're novices or anything of that nature. They've earned their expert license, they've earned their chance to get on that racetrack, and they deserve it because they have the skills and maturity level mentally to handle this type of a situation. This was just a tragic accident. You can't point the finger at the parents. From what I can see, they seem to be loving, caring parents that were supporting their kid in his endeavor for a career that was extremely promising for this young person, this young teen, because he was really good at what he did. There's one news agency I have extreme respect for, though, that was very unbiased. It was a gentleman that went to the Speedway himself and basically said both sides of the story on obviously how dangerous the sport is, but also saw it from the other side of the story. That these young teens understand more than what people give them credit for, because they understand the risks involved, but they enjoy the sport that they do because it's a part of them. Just like if you're a musician, music is a part of you. If you're a football player, football is a part of you. It's just a part of you. It's part of your being. And this reporter also had a young gentleman by the name of Joe Roberts, who's another 13-year-old rider, who quoted himself as being one of Peter's best friends. And on video, he spoke about how Peter died doing what he loved, and said that they went through sports or motorsports school together, and that he was one of his best friends, without breaking down on video. It was very, very, very well done. He did a very respectful job, and I have respect for him. It showed that young teens do understand what's going on more than people give them credit for. Unlike some of these other people who say they don't know what they're talking about, they don't understand what death is, they think they're invincible. They do to a degree. But they also understand what death is, they understand what mortality is, they understand more than what you give them credit for the most part. A lot of people don't give them credit enough, and they deserve the credit. And I respect the parents that were involved with young Mr. Lenz, because they were supporting him in what he wanted to do. It didn't look like they were pushing him into it. They looked like caring parents. They weren't reliving their childhood through them, as some people claimed. It was just a tragic accident that took place. Nothing frickin' more. Okay? So let's not point fingers at people. This is my opinion, okay? You shouldn't embark on gross, disturbing assumptions about somebody you don't know much about until you know anything about them. Then you can make your decision based off of the information you gather. Until then, don't say a word, because it's not fair. Now, as I said earlier, there are some news agencies, or quote-unquote news agencies / websites, that are trying to use young Peter Lenz's death to their advantage. And if you go into YouTube and you put in Peter Lenz in the search bar, and I stated that there was a video that was posted on YouTube, it was pulled. These quote-unquote news agencies / websites are trying to say they have the video. They don't. It's a lure tactic to get you to go to their sites so they get more hits. That's disgusting. Using a young 13-year-old's death to your advantage, that's disturbing. That's sick. That's not right. That's not even cool. That's disrespectful. And disrespecting the dead is something I take very, very seriously. It's not right. Period. Okay? It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to anybody involved. Trust me, if you go and you put in the search bar, you'll know what I'm talking about. Alright? These are my views on this story. I want to know yours, either in a video response, or I want text in the bottom bar, or underneath the bottom, or whatever they call it now. Let me know what you think. I find this kind of wrong, but I have the most respect for the parents of Peter Lenz, and extreme respect for Joe Roberts, his friend, for even having the ability to talk on camera after the incident took place. Extreme respect. So anyways, as I say at the end of every one of my videos, stay safe online in the real world, and please let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and look in the search bar. Tell me what you guys, what your opinions are, or give me your video response. I'll see you guys later.